I said to the kid, I don't care how old you are, I will kick you in the chest.
There is no greater sound than the sound that makes of someone being kicked in their chest.
Oh, shit. Hi, Legions. Hi, welcome to the What You've Been Watching podcast. I am your host, the legally defensible, marvelous Mike Dudley. Followed, as always, by my co-host, cohort, and youngest brother.
MD3 Marcus Dudley checking in on y'all. What is going on out there in podcast land? We are broadcasting live from the What Ya Been Watching studios right here in Tallahassee, Florida, in the shadows of Doak Campbell Stadium, right around the corner from the 7 hills of Tallahassee, and those who know, the highest of hills. That's a reference to our other wonderful college here in town. So, man, before anything, big shout out to Kesta for our lovely song,
As
Always Bright.
Always bright.
Where can they find us at, man?
They can find us on the web at facebook.com/Dudley Bros Podcast, or you can write to us at whatyoubenwatchingpodcast@gmail.com.
Yeah, and when you're on the interwebs, look for that beautiful, beautiful banner done by the great MKD Art.
MK Dudley
MK Dudley Art. I do that every time. That's the one part I botch.
Hey, you know what? It's still driving sales. You know what I mean?
The middle duds, yeah. Shout out to everybody who purchased a shirt. We got about 3 left. So reach out to us. They're very limited run. They've been a smash success. And
be one of the first.
Be one of the first. Well, I don't think we're going to. They're purple, and they're very cool. We'll check them out on the website. Shout out to Callie for modeling the shirts for us.
Oh, yeah. Big shout out to Callie. Yeah.
Wonderfully done.
She was super enthusiastic. She was all about it.
So awesome. Yeah. Well, that's all the housekeeping, as it were. How are you, my brother?
I'm good, man. I'm good. We're things are looking up for old Mike Dudley right now. I'm about to have a couple of weeks here coming up that are going to be a little bit tough, just because we got the head chef going out of town, and so of course I got to be being the second in command, I got to step up and make sure that we can right the ship and at least bring it into port. I don't care if it's on fire. I don't care if it's leaking. As long as we can get to the next port, I did my job.
Just keep it afloat.
That goddamn right.
I believe. Well, good luck with that. Strive for excellence, man. That's all you can do.
Yeah, why not?
Anything else going on with you?
Oh, no, man. Just been on a real good movie watching kick lately, so...
well, I'll be damned if only you had a platform
we
where
keep
you can
talking
watch
about
movies. We were thinking about putting something together in the books, but it never came to fruition. Oh, wait!
Here
We're
we
on the platform right now. So you want to just dive into it, man? You want me to ask you the $1 million question?
Let's fucking do it.
Well, then, my brother, the reason why everybody tunes in, the $1 million question, as it were. What you been watching, my brother?
Recently went back in time and saw Revenge of the Nerds and Revenge of the Nerds 2.
Really? I've always found it very funny that Revenge of the Nerds, first one in the series.
Yeah. You would think that it would be like Destruction of the Nerds or like...
Right, it would be Nerds.
Right, and then Revenge of the Nerds. And then Revenging of the Nerds, the sequel, Electric Boogaloo.
Yeah, pretty much. But yeah, it's always funny. I have to think, I watched Revenge of the Nerds. I'm like, is that the second one? And then I was like, wait, that is the first one. Anyways, it's enough of my nonsense. Go ahead, what'd you feel about it?
It doesn't really hold up very well.
The talent show definitely holds up, though. Boop, 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 boop. That shit holds up.
Where they're rapping about being nerds and stuff.
Yeah, that shit holds up.
And then they got, what's his name, Poindexter playing the electric violin.
Yep. Yeah, that shit holds up. What was the bully's name in that?
Ogre,
yeah, he was in Bloodsport, too.
Yeah.
I forget,
Yeah, he was in a bunch of stuff. He's Snap famous. He was in... the original Any Given Sunday. He was in, a bunch of stuff. Like, you know who we're talking about. Anyway, but yeah, Revenge of the Nerds and Revenge of the Nerds 2, probably his best known outings.
What made you want to watch both? Like a Weekend at Bernie's and Weekend at Bernie's 2 situation?
Kind of. It just came up on the stream, and I was like, I haven't seen in a long time, Revenge of the Nerds. And then as soon as the credits were rolling, they were like, do you want to watch Revenge of the Nerds 2? And I was like, you know what? I've had just enough whiskeys that sounds like a good idea.
Sounds like a great idea. Oh, well done.
So we did. As much as the first one doesn't hold up, because it is very, like... It does not pass the Bechtel test or any sort of standard nowadays. I mean, like, you got the lambdas are setting up basically the nascent version of cam girls where they're setting up like cameras in the girls' room and in their showers and in their locker rooms and then just broadcasting it via the interwebs through to their computers. And yeah, that's not cool, dude. Like, don't watch women while they don't know. Like,
which is funny, the internet was so bad you would have seen like fiber optic cables running out of the window, down the hill, around. It was like, I'm just saying, in reality, that's what it would have been. Like,
yeah, it's
who
still,
did this? It's
right.
like an actual literal trail running back to your house.
Who installed this radar dish on our dormitory roof?
Whatever happened to good old bullies like Ogre Michael?
That's a good question. I think they sort of evolved into like it's the same thing that happened in comics where every villain had to have a tragic story or a tragic backstory. Whereas like 80s bullies were just like, no, that dude's just a dick. Like he's just Daniel LaRusso just comes to a new school and Johnny's like, hey, new kid, kick you in the nuts.
Well, if you kind of think about it, Daniel was kind of a bully too. I mean, he not initially, but he did just kind of come in and be like, I'm going to steal your girl. He just encroached on all this shit that he had going on. And he felt threatened. But anyway, no, I just mean like there was a push for, there was just like a believable 80s villain that could just be a dick. Just to be like, my dad's going to buy the rec center and turn it into a parking garage. Like, it was just everywhere. There's just some dudes building a sandcastle.
Your band can't practice here anymore.
Yeah.
This is going to get turned into my dad's personal garage.
Right. I'll challenge you to a skate-off. Yeah, they just don't
If
exist.
you can make it down Devil's Peak faster than my crew,
right,
we'll back off and I'll convince my dad to sell the deed.
Yeah, and they went away with that at some point. They transferred them, I guess, like Clueless. They were mean, but they're just mean to each other.
Yeah. And also kind of Mean Girls, you know. There was also, you know, like, again, I think it falls into the whole, you know, tragic villain backstory. You know, Regina King is not Regina King. Regina Reynolds? What's her last name? Fuck.
What are you talking about?
Regina, the fucking the Queen Bee.
I'm talking about Amy, Rachel McAdams.
Rachel McAdams.
Yeah.
Anyway, Regina.
Yeah, Regina. Yeah.
Anyway, she's just kind of a bitch. She's just unnecessary. Like, she's got the, like, quote-unquote cool mom who just lets her do whatever, and she's the popular one, and she's this, and she's that. And, like, of course, yeah, they add in the societal pressures of, like, you have no idea what it's like to be the prettiest girl at the ball. But she's just kind of a bitch, you know? So...
yeah, that's why she gets pushed in front of a bus. Anyways, so, Revenge of the Nerds. What do you rate it, Michael? What do you rate it? Or you can talk about it more if you want.
I mean, it's. I hate to say that it's fun nostalgia because it's not. I think that if you had never seen Revenge of the Nerds before, you would absolutely just be like, "What the fuck is happening? Why is this funny?" But being a product of the '80s and the '80s sort of fun sex romp movie, which
like
is
the
essentially
Porkies,
the Porkies of it all, the even Mallrats to a little bit degree is sort of that
American Pie a little
American
bit.
Pie, yeah. But getting lost in that of the nostalgia of in the 80s, that's where you went to go if you wanted to go see naked boobs or like chicks undressing or you know, screwball comedies, you know, very, very physically driven comedies, you know. So I don't know. I don't know that it's great. It definitely doesn't hold up, and you will probably be very much offended. But yeah, it's worth a look, especially if you grew up in the 80s. I will say that as bad as Revenge of the Nerds 1 is, Revenge of the Nerds 2 is even worse because the whole plot line of that is they go to, I think it's Fort Lauderdale or Miami for the Greek Council, and so it's just never-ending shots of like girls walking down the beach in bikinis and them being like, "I love you. I want to put my baby inside you," you know. And then them being nerds, and, you know, guy walks into a pool in his full suit, and he spends half his time trying to pick up on a cardboard cutout of a beer model girl, and keeps trying to buy her alcohol and stuff. So
hit on cardboard cutout Kathy Ireland.
Yeah, basically.
Nice.
My
question to you, though, sir, was their revenge just, or was it too swift or unprovoked?
I mean, let's be honest. it's not the problem that they're nerds, it's that they're annoying. Like, I got no problem with people who are, differently abled or got their own niche thing going on. But when you're just an annoying fuck about it, yeah, you kind of deserve to get bullied a little bit.
I'm with it. I'm with it.
And I say that as someone who was bullied my entire life, and I was an annoying fuck. So.
Yeah. Potentially. Well, cool. Well, what else you been watching, man?
I gotta rate it. Yeah, I gotta rate that one. I'm gonna give it. I'm gonna give it 4 lambdas.
I'm with it. What else you been watching, man?
Let's see. After that, I watched. I got into a real nostalgia feels based on that, and went and watched The Outsiders, the S.E. Hinton novel turned into a movie by, strangely enough, directed by Francis Ford Coppola.
Oh, that is right, isn't it? Yeah, like fucking everybody's in that movie.
You got Emilio Estevez. You got
Rob Lowe.
You've got C. Thomas Howell. You've got Ralph Macchio, Matt Dillon. Oh, who's the older brother?
One of the Sheens is in it too, right?
Yeah, Emilio Estevez.
Oh, and Charlie Sheen in it too, or no?
I don't.
No,
think
he's not.
No.
It's Emilio Estevez definitely is.
God, what's his name? Dirty Dancing. Patrick Swayze.
Swayze's in it.
Patrick
definitely.
Swayze.
He's like the oldest of them.
And Diane Lane plays Cherry.
Really?
Yes, sir.
It's Diane Lane?
A very, very young Diane Lane. Like, wow, she can't be more than 18, 19 years old.
Huh. I guess I never put that together, or I forgot that.
Yeah.
It's a great movie, man. It's an all-time classic. Pretty damn good book, apparently. I've never read it, but if it's anything like the movie, I'll like it.
As far as the movie goes, it is a pretty faithful adaptation of the book. I think the book goes a little, just as books normally do. They go
Tom
more.
Tom Cruise is the one I was thinking of.
Tom Cruise.
Tom Cruise
yes.
is definitely.
He is in that. That's right.
See him.
That's
yeah,
right. With a big old fat chaw on his lip the entire time.
Yeah. They deal out some. What was the two rival gangs?
The Socs and the Greasers.
The Socs.
Socs, yeah.
And the Greasers, yeah. The Socs were the preppy kids.
You dig okay, Pony Boy.
Yeah, stay golden, Pony Boy. That's one of those iconic lines.
Bro, I rewatched that scene probably about 6 times because that was a wonderfully, masterfully shot scene. I mean, just the whole poem of... They bring in the Robert Frost poem of nature's heart is gold. It's nature's greenest... God damn it, I'm going to ruin it.
Does not the wind love the dirt? Is it not unlike the unlikeliness that it is not unlikely to? Are you with someone tonight? Anyway, it's good. So I had to.
Anywho, Robert Frost, Nature's Green is Gold, the poem, where they talk about, nothing gold lasts forever. And the entire shot is just shot with yellow and amber filters, so everything has this nice golden hue about it. It takes place in like northern Oklahoma, so there's this like really nice prairie feel to it where like you see the wheat fields laid out before them, and it happens at sunset, so there's all these reds and golds and purples and magentas that are really popping. Pony Boy had just dyed his hair blonde, so it's got this really nice like almost like wheat sheen to it. So it's wonderfully, masterfully shot, and it's so beautiful because it touches on both the aspects of the poem, but also the emotionality of what's happening in the book, and just sort of captures it all in a very beautiful visual style. That was a bit of a rant. I'm sorry.
No, you're good. I was listening. No, I get it's the ending. Once spoiler alert, we're gonna spoil the movie. Once Danny LaRusso's character, I forget his name.
Johnny,
yeah. Once
do it for Johnny, man.
Do it for Johnny, man. No, but once he gets burned up and he's in the hospital, and he's like, "Don't touch me, don't touch me." That shit'll make you cry every time, man.
Yeah.
And he's just saying that like. He's kind of like, what the fuck was all this about? Like his it's tough to swallow.
They beat the Socs in the Rumble, and then they run back to Johnny, like, Johnny, we beat the Socs, man. We beat them back. And he's like, doesn't matter. They're going to be back next week, and none of that's going to matter. We're still going to be living the same shitty lives we were yesterday. And now I'm going to die. Goodbye. Bleh.
Yeah. He does die. Movie death real quick. Oh, timing. Oh, bleh. Yeah.
Sure would like to see some titties before I die.
Oh, that's just enough time to suck a titty before I go. But where am I going to find a titty? Anyways, Chappelle references. Oh man, no, that's an all-time classic, man. I got nothing really to add to it that really hasn't probably already been said about it by you. It's beautifully shot, wonderful story, and I mean, it was the first time that I didn't know it was a book, and I was like, damn. I remember seeing that because I had a book report on it. Didn't read the book at all. I just watched the movie and based it entirely off of that. So thank you for that one, whoever showed me that. I think it was probably you.
It might have been actually been like, oh, you got to read The Outsider? Just watch the movie.
I think Michael secretly wanted to be a greaser.
You know what? I definitely would have.
You kind of wanted to be like, you would have been in a singing group back in the day, Michael. You would have been with Slick Terry. You would have been a tough guy that also was in a singing group. Michael slid in. Anyways, no, it's a classic. Well, all right, so now you start scatting here. Oh man, what do you rate it?
Oh man, I'm gonna give it. You know what? I'm gonna give it 3 golden statues, and stay golden statues.
Nice.
Stay golden.
Nice work. I see what you did there. What else we got, my friend?
Oh, so to spin from that, I went from sad teenager movie into happy teenager movie and saw Hook.
Oh Lord, what is that? What's his name?
Robin Williams.
No. What's the freak? I can't. Who plays Captain Hook?
Dustin
Hoffman. That's right. Yeah. Sorry, yeah. I could see his face, but
and then not Julie Andrews, Julia Roberts.
Yeah, is Tinkerbell.
Is Tinkerbell.
Fucking terribly miscast, in my opinion.
I think she's absolutely charming and sweet in that.
The only time you'll ever hear Michael say that.
I mean, I got no real problem with Julia Roberts. I think she's white bread with mayonnaise, but you know, sometimes that's what it's called for. You know.
Yeah, sugar water.
She's the Goldie Hawn of her day.
I guess. It's just like, America's sweetheart. We've talked about that before.
Yeah.
But anyways, Hook. Some people despise that movie.
I don't know why. For a movie that's shot completely on sound stages and backlots, that movie looks amazing. All the costumes look great. The sets. I mean, yeah, you can tell where the matte painting begins and the actual set ends. But there's no real CGI effects to be spoken of. Like, everything's done practically in world with like real life visual effects. I got no problems with that. None at all.
And you don't have a problem with a 45-year-old Robin Williams playing Peter Pan? Or whoever the hell old he looks like he's 45.
I mean, he might have been younger than I was. He might be younger in that movie than I am now at this point.
He doesn't look it.
But Robin Williams always looked like he was 45 years old.
Yeah, that's true.
So,
that is very true.
You know, Ryan Gosling's always going to look 26.
That's true. It's very true.
He's just blessed like that.
Yeah. But yeah, I kind of didn't mind it as much as a kid because it was like, oh, Robin Williams. You don't think of it, but like when you go back and watch it, and I saw it probably like within the last 5 years or so. I couldn't get into it. It was like, what the like? Who would greenlight this as a good idea? Like
Steven Spielberg.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, you get like arguably the greatest American director of all time to do it. You're gonna, but it's kind of a miss, man, in my opinion. It's not a bad movie, but it just doesn't really.
Really, what misses?
The fact that it is a 45-year-old Robin Williams playing fucking Peter Pan, the boy who never grows up. Like, just do Peter Pan. Like, it was. I don't get it. It's like Rufio was awesome.
Rufy.
Yeah. Oh. Yeah, and he was a dick, speaking of 80s bullies. But I don't know. Peter Pan was just, I don't know, it just kind of missed for me when you go back and watch it.
Not for me at all. I was completely entertained by it. Be like, you goddamn right, man.
And like,
you lost your fairy dust, Peter.
And he did, but he like goes, so he escapes Neverland and he goes to work a 9 to 5 for some fucking factory or whatever the fuck.
No. He's like a corporate lawyer.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. I fill in the blank, but like, I'm gonna leave being young forever. I'm gonna go work for the man now. Like, I get the moral of the story, but it's like, why would you ever do that?
Isn't that what we all do, Marcus? Don't we all leave our childhood behind and go work for the man?
Again, I get the moral of the story, but like, if this is in a practical setting, why would he do that? Like, there's no revelation of just like, sorry guys, I left and I got old. It's like, yeah, you did. Why? There's no value. I don't know. It doesn't really work for me. Just kind of.
I don't know. The scene where Too Small. Like they have the Rufio draws the line in the sand and says, anyone who believes he's the Pan, get on this line, and anybody who believes he's not the Pan, come with me. And then all the Lost Boys go over, and then Too Small comes over and starts squishing his face and rubbing his cheeks and pulling his face back, and then he goes, Oh, there you are, Peter. I cried. I'm not gonna lie. I was like, he sees beyond the mask and he sees the real boy inside. That's me. There's a real boy inside me.
Yeah. I mean, it's not a terrible movie. That's not what I'm saying.
No,
like,
no,
it just
no,
doesn't.
no.
I just don't like. Just do Peter Pan. I don't know. And Dustin Hoffman is so campy in that, man.
He swinging for the fences. He's doing awesome in that.
Which is good for him. Like,
yeah. I think in a weird way we talked before about somebody in the movie needs to, no matter how ridiculous it is, somebody in the movie needs to take it seriously, and that was Robin Williams in a weird way. Whereas Dustin Hoffman was able to just go completely off the map and just really explore, like, I'm going to be terrible and menacing in every way, but also sort of charming and funny.
I mean this as a compliment. He's unrecognizable in that role.
Yeah,
like he never, in my opinion, has done anything before.
Well, he's got the false teeth. He's got the prosthetic nose. He's got the prosthetic mustache. Yeah, he's wearing the wig with the curls. You know.
Yeah.
He's doing this. I mean, I don't want to say it's a good English accent because I can do a better English accent than he does.
It works though. It's pirate. It's all chewed up.
Yeah, exactly. Like in a weird way, it's this weird amalgamation of like, oh yeah, that's how a little kid would hear a pirate sound.
Yeah, it's he's my favorite part of that movie. Him and Rufio. Even though really, I just like he goes play. That's really the only part I like.
Oh, where they push him into the basketball court and start smashing the ball in his head.
Yeah,
like, play. And he's like, whap. Yeah. Play, whap.
Yeah, no, I like that scene a lot, and I like Dustin Hoffman as Captain Hook.
The food fight scene where Peter finally learns how to pretend, and like they bring out this huge banquet, and it's all empty bowls, and all the Lost Boys are miming like they're chowing down on like burgers and fries.
I forgot
pies
about that
and this, that, the other, and meanwhile Peter's going like, there's nothing here, and Tinkerbell's like, if you don't imagine it, it won't exist. You have to do this, or something of the nature. And then finally, like, Rufio insults him, and he goes to like scoop up some pie and like fling it at his face, and then all of a sudden it appears, and then there's a huge banquet of just like turkey legs and pies and popcorns and cakes and all the different stuff, and like Peter learns, like, his imagination's back. It's a beautiful scene. Anyway.
Why does he go back to Neverland in the first place?
Because Captain Hook kidnaps his kids.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, I forgot. Anyways, what do you rate it?
I'm going to give it one unresolved love issue between Tinkerbell and Peter Pan.
Yeah, they do kind of want to smash. It's kind of weird.
Basically, Tinkerbell is like, hey, dude, you could just stay here in Neverland and, like, we can smash because I can grow big now. And he's like, I love my wife. And she's like, yeah, that's a good choice.
She thought for a second about having Harry Robin Williams rocking on top of her. She's like, yeah, you should probably go. Sorry, I had a moment of weakness.
Oh, look at me. I'm a genie.
I will give
Look at me. I'm Italian. What's a pizza ball? Okay, you got to stop that. You can't do that every time you come. Don't do that.
Yeah, that should be annoying. I will give it 3 red stripes down very jet black ink dyed hair is what I will give it.
There you go.
That's what I'll give it.
Bangarang.
Yes, sir. Well done. Oh, shit. What else have you been watching, my dude?
Recently rewatched Spider-Man Homecoming.
Oh, I thought you were going to say Spider-Verse. I was like, save that one. Because I just saw the sequel, and I announced that on Facebook.
We're going to get there.
I mean, both of us saw it on... Inside
you
baseball.
reveal too much.
We both have access to the Facebook page and the comments. So.
Kayfabe.
Yeah, sorry. Yeah. Anyways, no, you saw Homecoming, you said?
Yeah, the very first one with Michael Keaton as the Vulture. Yeah.
The first MCU one, as it were.
Yeah. Such a great movie. Honestly, my favorite version of Spider-Man so far. I think Tom Holland does a really good job of balancing the awkward teenage growing pains aspect of Peter Parker, but also manages to be a great Spider-Man in terms of he's always making quips. He's always got a pop culture reference or a witty retort, or in a weird way, the best version of Peter Parker is always, he doesn't know how to live his life as Peter Parker, but the second he puts on the mask, he knows exactly what to do.
Yeah.
And I think Tom Holland is a great balance of that.
Well, that movie, the whole Homecoming does such a good job of him finding that, in terms of like, the whole point of it is like, I need a suit to be, and it's like, no, you really don't, man, which lo and behold, you find out. And just if you look at it from the comics, even, like, Tony's like, dude, you have the potential to be the greatest of all of us, which, again, in the comic books, like, there's a scene, without all the backstory too much, Dr. Otto Octavius takes over the body of Spider-Man and the Superior Spider-Man.
Superior Spider-Man, yeah.
And he punches somebody, and he almost fucking kills him. And he's like, oh, this guy's been holding back the whole time. Right.
Like, essentially, Peter Parker has the proportional strength of a spider, which is like 10... per mass body weight is like 10 times that of a human, basically.
Yeah.
So basically he's at like Thor or Hulk level strengths, and the whole time he's been holding back because he doesn't want to kill somebody.
Yeah.
Just by punching him in the face.
Yeah, and it's like even like he's so sticky that like there's a scene in one of the old comic books where like Spider-Man is sticking to a wall, and Colossus has his arm around his stomach and he's yoking him, and the whole wall crumbles before Spider, like he's that sticky. And there's a scene, like, the point I brought it all up was like him trying to find that balance of like still trying to like, oh man, like, but I need the suit, and it's like, trust me, kid, you don't. But Tony doesn't really know that either. Most heroes in a comic book arc will be like, oh, there's one or two bad guys, or there's like, cannon fodder bad guys. We have to run through a warehouse of quote unquote trained Marines or mercenaries, and they fuck them all up.
Sure, and Captain America or Winter Soldier or Hawkeye or like you got to go through X number of henchmen before you can reach the big bad guy kind of thing.
Right. But Spider-Man fights the Sinister Six.
Right.
All at once, and it's not like he's the man. So I'm glad that they finally nailed it. They do fast forward that movie a little bit. We don't need to see Uncle Ben die, which we don't. Which, by the time you get to the third movie, boy, does that pay off, because you're like, fuck.
Yeah, it does. Yeah.
We'll talk.
Spoiler alert.
We'll dive the whole trail. We're gonna talk more after you see Spider-Verse, but they do fast forward a little. You don't see him make the webbing. You just like, this kid's going to an engineering and science high school. Like, he's pretty sharp.
It's like a STEM high school, basically.
Yeah. So I mean, they do fast forward some of it a little bit, but I agree that Tom Holland is by far. He works with the story and he really progresses it as Spider-Man. Like, he is, I think we've talked about it before, where Tobey Maguire was a phenomenal Peter Parker. Peter Parker. Mm-hmm. Andrew Garfield was an incredible Spider-Man. Not so good at Peter Parker. He was too cool and too handsome, just in my opinion.
Right.
Like,
Peter Parker shouldn't ever have a skateboarding through the halls of his high school scene.
Yeah, which is whatever, but he was just too cool, and it's like, I don't really get the fact that this guy would be picked on.
Right. You're a little too handsome, you're a little too suave, you're a little too, like...
charismatic.
Yeah. Like, whereas I think Tom Holland, I could actually buy him as like, yeah, you're a little nerdy, you're a little eccentric, you're a little lost in your own world, to where, of course, the popular kid might potentially, like, find some fault in you and try to exploit that.
They do a good job of modernizing it with keeping the same core of it intact in terms of like being a physical threat. Like, we don't see him develop. Like, by the time we see Tom Holland as Spider-Man, like, he's already had the powers.
Right.
So to go back and forth with him being like letting Flash Thompson fuck with him, and be like, oh, I'll push you down the stairs, Parker. Like, you can't really do that. So what in the modern day and age is how he's just going to fuck with them on social media. Every chance he's going to be like, look at dork-ass Parker over here.
Right.
He's not a physical threat to him. So they were really smart to pivot off of that in terms of that. So.
Right. I agreed. I think it's a really innovative take on the modern bullying. Like, a lot of it, I'm sure it happens physically within the halls of the school, but a lot of it now is social media and, hey, hashtag F word this guy, or
just being a dick all throughout the day and taking
little jabs here and there that all add up. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, so they did a wonderful job there, and the kid that plays Flash Thompson's really believable. Actually, I like him.
Yeah, I think. Of everybody, I think Michael Keaton is the one to watch in that. Like, that's the Val Kilmer performance of the entire movie.
I don't know. Tom Holland. That was my first time seeing Tom Holland. So Michael Keaton. It was just like he's such a good Spider-Man.
But not really, because you got him in Civil War.
Yeah, you're right. But it was the first time really seeing him. You got to taste it. So,
no, that scene where so basically Michael Keaton plays the Vulture, Adrian Toomes, and Peter Parker goes to high school with his daughter and asks her out on prom, and during the car ride while Michael Keaton is dropping him and his daughter off at their prom, he figures out that Tom Holland is Spider-Man, and had this really great passive-aggressive conversation about like, oh, you know what, if I ever met my enemy, I know what I would do, or whatever. So basically, so it ends with Michael Keaton drops off his daughter and Tom Holland at the prom and goes, "Hey, honey, you go ahead and go on in. I'm going to sit here and talk to Peter for a second."
Yeah, the boys got to talk.
And he literally just turns around and goes, "I know who you are. And if you try to mess with me, you try to mess with my business, I'll kill you. I'll kill your whole family. I'll kill everybody that gets in my way. I'll kill everybody that's close to you. Now go in and have fun with my daughter.
Yeah.
Don't bring her home too late."
Yeah. Pretty much like, dude, I really don't want to do this, but I got to eat.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
I got to eat.
Yeah.
So it's tough.
You're not gonna fuck with my paycheck.
My livelihood, man. And that's it's one of the best, most villainous scenes, and nobody's wearing a fucking cartoony suit. Mm-hmm. Not a single person. It's a real deal. Like, dude, I'm trying to eat. You fucking come between my family going without. I'll kill you.
You gotta
I'll
go.
Yeah.
Right. Right.
It ain't a choice thing. Like, motherfucker, I'm starving out here. So, no, that's a real scene, man. That's one of my favorite. That's why that movie I like that one a little bit more than the second one, only because of that scene. Just because it's very grounded in terms of like, man, I don't want to do this either, but if I'm tasked with this.
Well, the second one brings in the whole revenge aspect of Mysterio, and like, it's one of those where like you have to have a basic understanding of other Marvel movies to understand what's going on in that one. Whereas I think Homecoming is a strictly isolated Spider-Man movie. You don't have to have seen anything that happened. Maybe Civil War. Maybe. Just to understand why Happy Hogan is involved.
Yeah, and I mean, there's a little. Yeah, Happy Hogan definitely. So maybe Iron Man.
But they do a good job. Like, you don't have to have seen Iron Man. All you got to do is understand that Tony Stark is Iron Man. That you don't have to know the entire story of how that happened.
Right.
So
who he is and why he's important, pretty much.
Right. All you have to know is like, oh, Tony Stark's the man. Okay, yeah. I understand this.
Which you could figure out that even if you didn't watch it.
Right, but that's what I'm saying is they do a good job of explaining why that is within the movie, because they give you the flashbacks, they give you the whole setup scenario of you know, why Peter Parker got involved with Tony Stark in the first place, you know, where it's Peter doing his home documentary version of his time in Germany and getting the suit for the first time, and Tony Stark setting up in a hotel, and you know, so they do a pretty good prologue of bringing you up to date about where Spider-Man is at in his career, and then it takes off.
Yeah, they did the smart thing, and it's unlike they did it for so many times with like Batman and Superman. Like, we don't need to see Martha and fucking Thomas Wayne die anymore. Like,
we don't need to see the rocket go from Krypton to Earth.
We get it.
Right.
We get it. You can tell it in a later down. We don't need to start there. Like, we get it. You know. So they did the smart thing in saying Uncle Ben's dead. It's hard times. Whatever. Also, big shout out. Right. They brought in Donald Glover as the Prowler, for those who know. So that's Uncle Aaron. So. No, I dig that movie. That's pretty high on that's probably top 10 on my Marvel tier list, as it were. Spider-Man: Homecoming.
Me too. But I'm a huge Spider-Man fan. That was always one of the comic books growing up.
Like, who isn't, though? If you're a fan of comic books at all, it's like everyone's, I love Batman, Superman. The big one over there is like Spider-Man. That's like, there is no equivalent to that on the other side. Just like everyone that has like superpowered, that flies, is like, they're kind of like Superman. That's like the comp.
Right.
There's no comp to Spider-Man on the other side. There's no Arachnid Man. Or,
You're right.
There is in terms of, we've talked about it before, in terms of character, it's Nightwing, it's Dick Grayson.
Right.
In terms of their importance to it, of everybody's rooting for this guy, and they shouldn't be decent people of all the shit they've went through. But somehow they keep that. It's like,
exactly.
Fuck, we're rooting for you
Keeping
guys.
the hope alive.
Like, they're the best heroes of each universe.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right. The best of us, as it were.
Yeah, it's like, fuck. Like, Spider-Man's even, like, when Spider-Man flipped sides in Civil War, it's like, oh, that's a big deal. You know, like, so, anyways, but I dig Homecoming a lot, so.
Yeah.
We'll talk more about Spider-Man here in the near future. So, I'll tell you, the new movie's really good. It's really
I
good.
can't wait to see it. I really do want to go see it, yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. So we'll talk about that later. Shit, man. You want to take a quick break and then we can talk about some shit that we have seen together?
Well, you want to ask me what I've been watching?
Oh, what you been watching? I'm sorry.
No, you're good. No, we can do that.
We're going to cut that shit out.
No, you're good. No, what have I been watching?
What you been watching, brother?
My brother. I watched, I'll make it pretty quick. I told you this before, where I go into like documentaries of like crime or murder, and I'll get my fill of them, and then I'm like, all right, I'm out for a while. I'm back in. I'm back in. Angie came home and she was watching something about a murder mystery and all this stuff, and turns out I pegged who it was. I was wrong. Not always like that. Yeah. Turns out the mom was alive somewhere else, just wanted to get away from her crazy ass son. I don't remember what that one was called, but that was a catalyst to get me into some other things. I went back and watched all of season 1 of The Vow, which is the Nexium, the Keith Raniere documentary about the
the weird crazy sex swinger cult that got
it became that.
Allison Mack
involved. Yeah.
Not Allison Mack from Nickelodeon, but Allison Mack from
Smallville.
Yeah. Not Allison Mack wears a hat.
Oh, I don't even know what that is, but
Allison Mack was a I think it was the Weird Adventures of Allison Mack, and it was about a girl who found some like alien goo that allowed her to turn into liquids and stuff, and like her whole thing was she had a hat every episode.
Don't remember that one.
Turns out it was the secret world of Alex Mack, not Allison Mack. Anywho's.
But
anyway, but not that Allison Mack, the other one from Smallville.
Yeah. So there was a that was a weird tangent. No, not
that went nowhere.
Because I didn't know what you were talking about. Usually I do.
Anywho,
quick trivia question: what was the first Nickelodeon produced movie?
First Nickelodeon produced movie. I want to say Good Burger, but I feel it's got to be something before that.
It was.
Oh,
man. Won't let it go too long with dead air.
Was it Guts the movie?
Wrong. It would be Harriet the Spy.
Harriet. That does make sense.
So there you go. Anyways, a little trivia for you that Michael failed. Anyways.
The only true course now is seppuku.
Yeah, seppuku. Right. Oh, man.
I'm dead.
But yeah, no, The Vow season 2.
The Vow, yeah.
Yeah, so they go into it. It's a follow-up after it's a bunch of people disband from the cult or whatever. And then this is pretty much after Keith Raniere, the leader of it. They did other things. There was just one faction of it that was the sex cult thing, and it was called DOS, Dominant Over Submissive. And it started as a women's fraternity, they said, but really it was just Keith Raniere brainstormed the whole thing, was like, how do I get sex slaves? And tattoo my initial
I like them
on
already.
People. Yeah. But he, so it was pretty much like the follow-through, and it was him actually, once he got arrested, was the end of season 1. This was him being arrested, the people, and they got actually one of the main, like he's probably like second in command, as it were, flipped and was like, hey, I'm guilty of, not of the sex stuff. I had nothing to do with that. She was upset because it was like, my company was Nexium. That was my thing. Whatever you did tarnished all that shit that I worked for. Which is true. So she's like, I ran a successful company. You took my company.
So she was second in command only in terms of like, I'm going to run the business, and he was like the head guru that was doing all this weird shit. And
yeah,
maybe or maybe not, she had no knowledge of what was happening behind the scenes.
Yeah, and she seemed to have an on and off.
Still doing fraudulent shit with the company, but
yeah, Keith Raniere slept with her, and then like years later slept with her daughter. Like,
wow.
Yeah, this dude was about it, man. He was wild. But so it's the process of them like going to try, and like as people slowly start to, because once one person, they were like, you know, his big thing was like, nobody say anything, they got nothing. And then once one person says, I plead guilty, it's like, oh fuck. And the next person, I plead guilty. I plead guilty. You're like, fuck.
The domino effect of
and then you're
the
alone.
shield of silence is suddenly broken.
You have no allies. You can't, once everybody rolls over, it's like, shit, now you're alone up there. Dude ended up, so it's kind of like they follow in the first season the disbanded members, people that got out, and it's just them kind of keeping up with the trial and kind of interviewing people on their exit. And they actually got the main, I forget her name, but the second in command to do a lot of interviews with them and kind of spill the beans on Keith Ramirez. And so ends up, he was found guilty in like 120 fucking years.
Holy
the other people
shit.
got like minor things. Like she was guilty not of the sex crimes, but of the like money laundering and embezzlement.
The financial side of it.
Like the head of the daughter of the Seagram's fortune, like Seagram 7, Seagram's ginger ale, was the one that was bankrolling all of it. So she got in trouble.
Really?
Allison Mack got in trouble. The main chick's daughter like got in trouble, but got a lesser sentence because some of the other members wrote being like, look, she got caught up in this shit at a really early age, kind of bailed her out, to be honest. And they had no reason to do it. She had screwed them over. So it was kind of a wild trip, though. So I watched that, which is not, I wouldn't say watch it if you're in a good mood.
Not the most uplifting documentary ever.
Yeah. And then I watched Hillsong, a mega church exposed. Hillsong is the one they got really famous for, like the music of it. It was an Australian-based church, and this guy, forgetting, and I don't want to give the credit to all these people, but started selling music. It was like the big thing. They were like, we're gonna change the way that we're doing. Kind of like the first, like, oh, we're cool pastors. You just come in here as you are, whatever. And they had like contemporary music. Like,
hey, it's cool if you got tattoos as long as they're Christian based.
Kind of shit, yeah. And so they started selling, like, the first thing they did was make millions and millions of dollars just off of licensing their music out to people. They'd be like, because people would go and all they would talk about was music. Like, even if you don't like church, the music will move you.
So they're doing like Christian rock stuff, like Jars of Clay or Carmine or...
Yeah, but getting like real musicians that were like in the times, like child stars that were coming up. This one chick became a member of Hillsong in Australia and like changed the music program. So it was like good music, for what it was coming out of the church. And then they started branching out into not only just Australia, but they put a church in New York and Prague and some other places because that's what they wanted to do. And it was just kind of like the corruption of said things,
In terms of like embezzling money or like
some Catholic stuff.
Some weird child bumming stuff.
The main guy in Australia, the guy who started it, his dad was found guilty of, and they paid hush money to people. And their big point was like, oh, well, he didn't know about it, and whatever. And then the church didn't know about it, and there was like an actual document that they have being like,
hey, you should probably stop that.
Our plan of attack in doing this is to transfer him and make him go away. And then he didn't really go away. They just moved him to New Zealand.
So obviously the church knew all about it.
Yeah, and shit like that.
Yeah,
they had a pastor that was in New York, and this guy, you might have heard of him. He was hanging, like, part of the thing of this church is they started in New York bringing like big time celebrities in there. This is when like Justin Bieber was going through his bad boy phase, quote unquote bad boy phase, peeing on mop buckets and trying to fight paparazzi.
I'm a real rebel, yo.
Yeah, for real. And so he went there to like clean
bad up. Bad boy for life.
Right. Yeah, real gangster shit. So he went there, like Kevin Durant went there, a basketball player. Some of the Kardashians, Kanye West made an appearance, whatever. So it started drawing these like massive celebrities in New York to the point where the pastor himself was a crazy good looking guy. Like, I mean, shredded up, like crazy muscular, but would be like out with Justin Bieber. And he's got, Joe Rogan said this, that he would hang his pants so low. He's like, this dude's got dick root showing. And he's a pastor? Like, no. Like, you don't wear your shorts like that unless you're trying to get attention from chicks, which... The documentary goes on, but like if you know anything about anything and you just know this guy because you've seen guys like this.
Right. I know what this motherfucker's doing.
Big surprise, cheating on his wife.
No, go figure.
So, yeah. And which I'm not here just because you're and you cheat on it doesn't mean anything to me. Like,
sure.
The problem is he's up there preaching about purity and apparently was like a douchebag at previous churches and had interactions with
I think all the homosexuals should be lined up and stoned and shot. And meanwhile, I know all the best glory holes.
Yeah, shit like that. And
I'm not saying I'm addicted to meth. I'm just saying that if you give it to me, I might suck your penis.
Love how he devolved into a meth head that quickly. So it just kind of became, this guy became larger than the church, and they started boxing, like having VIP seats for celebrities. So it's kind of like, your Christianity's not as good as the important people, you know, and like they told somebody, don't you dare sit a normal person here or a regular person here. Like,
oh, just like on the front row, like,
yeah, somebody sat there and like, get this fucking bum out of here, and it's like,
that seat is reserved for Brad Pitt,
right,
and Brad Pitt alone,
right. And then just little shit like that. And
listen, we keep this chair open just in case Ben Affleck shows up.
Right. Shit like that. So it kind of became a little bit absolute power, corrupting absolutely. In terms of, they started a college, like a ministry college.
Go figure. Religion leads to corruption of power.
Yeah, no shit.
Go figure. Color me shocked.
But it was interesting the way they present the info. And I like a good kind of, not necessarily a crime documentary. This one kind of falls in line with it because there are crimes, but it wasn't necessarily the focus. But these guys,
it was more just exposing them of like, these guys are some pretty terrible people.
Yeah. And a lot of volunteers. They had like a motto going of like, aren't we lucky we get to do this, or some shit like this. Where,
that
like,
sounds like some cult mentality
where
bullshit.
they're working like 20-hour days and they're like, fuck, we got to clean up everything afterwards, and like, aren't we lucky to be here or whatever. So like labor exploitation, just all kinds of grimy shit.
Pay me. No.
And at the bottom of it all is like monetary compensation for, you know, if you want to pledge Jesus, if you pay us $1,000, Jesus will reward you with finances in the future.
Well, it's all about setting seed. The bigger the seed you plant, bigger you will reap your rewards.
The bigger the seed, the bigger the sow.
If you planted $100 tonight, I promise you it'll turn into $100,000 in 3 months.
Scratch that. $340,000. Right. Becomes an episode of fucking QVC.
Yeah.
So it was an interesting documentary though, and I didn't really.
And if you send the money to this church specifically, don't invest it in the stock market because that's going to fail you. Don't put it under your mattress because that's not going to. But if you send it to us,
right,
we can guarantee you that the Lord is going to bless you 100 times over.
So yeah, that went exactly how you planned it.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, I'm pretty familiar, and I just
you're good. You can speak on it with being classy and not putting people down. Believe what you want to believe, but you know,
believe what you want to believe. But like
when
the second you start charging for purity, the second you start charging for getting right with whatever spiritual being you have, you fucked up. I'm sorry, just you have. I'm sorry. I'm not going to go on a tangent because we'll get canceled.
Yeah. Believe what you want to believe without hypocrisy.
Yeah. You got to miss me with that. Explain to me how this works.
Right.
You explain it to me, and I'll tell you whether or not I think you're full of shit.
I'll just real quick, just to speak on some of the hypocrisy. The son, the main son, I forget, the Australian guy, the one who found out that his dad was molesting boys. When he first found out, he was on camera in front of the whatever the council is, whatever the fuck they call, like a hearing.
We charge you.
Yeah. Well, it was some council in Australia.
We count you on 40 counts of buggery.
Right. But he finds out that his dad's been doing it and they bring charges. And he says this out loud. He goes, my first thought was, oh no, homosexual. And not, oh shit, my dad's a fucking pedo.
Right.
And it just kind of shows you the type of person that you're dealing with here. Of like, oh, you made it all fucking clear. So
right. You said the quiet part out loud.
Out loud, yeah. It's like, you don't say that.
That's right. Those are the thoughts we keep inside.
Yeah. So happy Pride Month to y'all. Hopefully that guy goes to jail for some reason.
I hope so. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Other than that, I watched the movie. It's a low budget. Well, it's not really a low budget. It just wasn't a smash success. It was directed by Neil Brennan of Chappelle Show fame.
Oh.
It's called The Goods. What is it? Live Fast, Sell Hard?
That's the one with Jeremy Piven?
Jeremy Piven, an underrated performance.
Where he's basically a mercenary salesman, and he gets brought in to, I think it's help sell like 1,000 cars.
To clear the lot, like 881 cars.
Right, okay.
Or 41 cars, whatever the fuck it is. Yeah.
But he's only got like 4 days to do it,
a weekend.
Right?
He's got July 4th weekend to do it.
Okay, right. Yeah.
He's like a gun for hire, a tramp. But it's actually got a lot of really funny people in it. It's got obviously Jeremy Piven, who I'm a big fan of. It's got my man Craig Robinson.
Love Craig Robinson.
It's got Catherine Hahn, who is fucking
Catherine Hahn,
brilliant in everything. David Koechner, who's fucking really funny in everything.
Beautiful, yeah.
Kim Jong.
So basically a veritable who's who of like the second coming of like what is it? The Chicago, the Second City Kids.
Yeah. Or the underlings or the
groundlings, right? Groundlings, yeah.
Underlings.
The underling. My underlings.
My underlings. Hashtag legions. Hashtag underlings.
Welcome to the new flavor of Cinnabite cereal.
The underlings.
Now featuring underlings marshmallows.
Oh, patent pending. We will make money off this shit. But yeah, no, I fucking love that movie, man. It kind of became a little bit of a flop, but it was a Will Ferrell and Adam McKay produced joint. And Will Ferrell makes a cameo in it, and it gets me every fucking time. He plays a DJ for his, like, Jeremy Piven's character hires him as a DJ, and they just go town to town selling cars and bouncing out. So for a promotion, they decide for him to jump out of an airplane dressed as Abraham Lincoln.
Will Ferrell?
Yeah, Will Ferrell. And so whatever story points happen, and he ultimately dives out, and they switch backpacks, so he has a backpack full of sex toys. And he says something that gets me every time.
Wait, so he dives out of an airplane
and he expecting
expecting a parachute, and then just dildos and butt plugs
just float around with him. And he says, he grabs a purple dildo and he says something. He's like, I'm going to get into an aerodynamic tuck and let the dildo cushion my fall. And I know he's going to say it every time, but it fucking makes me laugh. And so he's only on screen for like a couple minutes. But he's like, as he's falling to earth, he's like, most people live their life, and in their last moments, they have a moments filled with regret, things that they wish they didn't do. Me, I'm going to make a list of all the awesome things that I did. Number 1, he's like, putting my wisdom teeth surgically back into my skull. And it's just so fucking stupid. While he's dressed like Abraham Lincoln, falling to his death.
And I'm sure that was all improvised by Will Ferrell. That was
sure
just like,
was.
hey, we're going to roll camera. You just come up with weird shit. Just go.
He's like, I never thought it was in this way, but somehow I always knew it would end this way. Dressed up like Abe Lincoln, coming to sell you cars. That's how I fall to my death. So, I don't know. That scene gets me every fucking time. And if you haven't seen that movie, sorry I ruined it for you, but it came out in like 2011, so fucking get with the time.
Right. The window of spoilers is way close on this.
Yeah, but no, everyone had. Oh, Ving Rhames is also in it. Big shout out. Yeah.
I love Ving Rhames.
It's actually a really good cast. Some people don't like the movie. It falls kind of flat. I fucking love it.
I can never remember if it's him or Michael Clark Duncan that's dead.
It's Michael Clark Duncan.
I know, but like every time they're like, Ving Rhames is in a movie, I'm like, really? I thought he was, never mind.
And it's not because black people look alike is what Michael's saying. It's because those two actors could probably be cast in similar roles, is all he's saying.
Very much.
I get what you're saying. Before we step in a landmine here, I'm going to rate the movie. I'm going to give it 3 big ups. No, Ed Helms is in it, in a boy band in that movie also.
Ed Helms,
yeah,
really?
A lot of good people, a lot of good actors in it. Tony Hale, yeah, fucking Ken Jeong.
This is a veritable who's who of like the most modern comedic actors right now.
Alan Thicke too is in it.
Alan Thicke?
Yeah, Alan Thicke's in it.
Father of Robin Thicke?
That's right. Yeah. And on that note, we're gonna go to break. We don't have a sponsor. Oh, our sponsor is our motherfucking t-shirts. Reach
Goddamn
out.
Right. We got 3 left. Come buy them.
Come buy them. $20. Holler at your boy. We out here.
We on the streets.
We'll be right back.
All right, so we are back from our sponsor, What You Been Watching Industries.
Yeah, dude, the merch game. I'm so proud of ourselves.
Crushed it.
I'm happy with all the way around. Finally in the merch game. So
I'll tell you what, if we can sell these last couple of t-shirts and actually cover the cost of buying, like, investing in them, we might do a second run. Why not?
We might do a second run indeed, or different apparel, but we'll see. We'll cross those bridges. 3 more left. Buy them. So we both saw something. 2 things.
Did we?
We did. I think so. We talked about it premeditatedly. What you want to talk about? We can start in the past and go into the future, or we can let's just start with Peter Jackson's Dead Alive. I did my homework. You mentioned this movie.
Very nice.
About 2 episodes ago, I think.
Yeah.
Or 1 or 2
like,
ago.
yeah.
Either way. It feels like an eternity ago, nonetheless. But I finally did watch it on the YouTubes for the free.
What did you think, sir?
Man, it is campy as shit.
Yeah, it is.
Like, it is really campy. I remember vividly seeing that, like I said, that movie cover. And I remember saying, like, banned in 9 countries or whatever. I did Google it. Apparently it was banned in Germany, which is kind of funny. They said for gratuitous blood and violence, especially with the lawnmower scene at the end.
We don't take to that sort of violence here.
I do not like the violence. And the blood gooshing. And the Daffy Duking.
Daffy, would you like to swap logs?
We can't help ourselves, the Craig Ferguson. No, man, to be real though, I dug it. Ultimate basic premise of the movie. Some dude goes and steals a monkey. It's a rat monkey from some...
Sumatran rat monkey.
Sumatran rat monkey. It bites the keeper. The keeper gets his arm chopped off and whatever. It's called the bite. Whatever, that monkey makes it to New Zealand and bites this dude's mom. The mom transforms into a zombie and then wreaks havoc over the town.
It's sort of a David Cronenberg body horror / a little bit of like Ari Aster, like mother trauma sort of thing, where
a little bit,
where the main character Lionel is sort of henpecked and
nagged to death
by his overbearing mom.
Yeah.
She's one of those very prim and proper sort of upper echelon like blue blood types.
Yeah.
She's very interested in her local community gardens and stuff like that. Anyway,
it makes him the bitch boy of the house.
Yeah. Like, Lionel, there's so much dust, it's an inch thick, and why haven't you washed my pantyhose?
And mowed the lawns.
Yeah.
Anytime you say lawns plural, get out.
Mowed the lawns.
Yeah. But ultimately, that's kind of what it is, though. And so she gets bit by a big-ass spider monkey.
Big-ass Sumatran rat monkey.
Sumatran rat monkey. Which it almost takes the joy out when I say it in that way, because usually I make up animals. Like any snake, like a water moccasin, what do you think I would call that?
Big-ass water hose.
Wrong. It's a sea cobra. Eels, also sea cobras. A shark, that's a toothfish.
Big-ass toothed catfish.
Yeah, exactly. So, but yeah, no, that's kind of where the movie takes place, but it just becomes really campy, gory, and a comedy at the same time.
Essentially, it turns into...
But it's gross out, too, though, man.
It is very...
It's very... There's a scene where she gets bit, and then it, like, becomes crazy infected, and, like, the what's his name? Lionel, yeah, goes to, like, change the wound or whatever, change the
bandages.
The bandage. And it's, like, pulsating, and it's fucking gnarly looking. Yeah. And so they have company over, and she like squirts the pus of it into like some dude's custard, and he eats it. Her ear falls off, and it falls into her custard, and then I'm about to throw up. And then she eats it. Ugh, I gotta take some water. I don't gag easily, but
it is very much based on like the gore factor, but it's all campy gore. Like it's not violence in terms of like Braveheart, like, where you see people getting their arms chopped off, and
but not in the same.
But it's more Bruce Campbell, like Evil Dead, or like almost was it Shogun Assassin, where you cut somebody in half and it right, just a fountain of blood. Yeah, exactly. So it's
way over the top.
It's extremely violent, but it's so over the top that it's almost funny.
It is.
So basically, essentially, Lionel tries to keep his mom and all of his neighbors start getting affected. His priest gets infected, and so he starts trying to keep the secret safe by putting them all in his basement. All of a sudden, his uncle shows up to collect the debt on his mom's estate, and ends up like blackmailing him into like owning the house. Brings over a whole bunch of ruffians and like greaser types.
Yeah, it takes place in the 50s apparently. Because when the mom died, they bury her. She doesn't stay buried, but it said that she died in 1957. So I would assume that's probably when it's or 1958, whatever it was.
Right.
So and also there's like a love interest that the mom can't stand. She's like, "Get this floozy away from my boy." So.
Who has such a thick accent that she's so hard to understand.
It sounds like bad ADR on top of like an accent is really what it sounds like to me. And I'm a fan of bad ADR, but like this was fucking tough.
He's got the kilo of coke in the trunk right now.
Right. Was that your Penelope Cruz and blow? Right now!
That was such horrible ADR, dude.
Oh
that
my
was so
God.
bad. Every time I watch that scene, it cracks me up. Oh, it's
man.
so good.
But I mean, I didn't really. There was things that didn't. There was no consistency into what happens with the zombies as to how quickly they turn.
Oh no, there's no rules.
The thing is, I did learn this. If you're just initially, if you were just infected, it took a while because it took the mom like a few days to die from the infection. All right, and then but once she was dead, it was like she sprung back to life immediately. And once she killed somebody as the zombie, that person would spring to life immediately.
Right.
So, but like if he just like got bit, it took a little while. But it was fucking weird.
So depending on where you are in the infection level depends on how fast you can turn somebody.
Yeah, but it was fucking weird though.
I mean, eventually it just
once
turns
you were the dead alive, you could turn somebody immediately.
Yeah.
And you were like immortal pretty much.
Eventually it just turns into this whole zombie horde where everybody in the neighborhood is infected except for him, his girlfriend, and
the uncle, and some random chick in the house.
Yeah.
She got bit, but she hadn't turned yet. So yeah.
But it's all campy violence. Like one of them gets shoved into an electrical box and sparks up, and they turn into a Christmas tree.
Before all of that, though, when he's like the rules of it don't make sense. Also because they're like bloodthirsty zombies,
right?
And then somehow they're like tame around Lionel. Like he's like, oh, here's your porridge, and he like pours tranquilizer in it
because they explain it. It's because he keeps feeding them ketamine to keep them subdued. So he keeps injecting his mom and the nurse with her head cut off. Keeps injecting them with ketamine, and then eventually he learns I can just feed them like raw beef with ketamine, and they'll all stay docile.
Right.
But then like the priest gets infected and becomes this horny zombie who tries to fuck the nurse.
Oh, he does.
And then they end up having a zombie baby that it turns into like Baby's Day Out kind of thing.
It does. It turns into Child's Care. Or what is it? Child's Play.
Child's Play, yeah.
No, not Child's Play is the Chucky movie.
Yeah.
What's the Baby's Day? What is the fucking...
Baby's Day Out.
Baby's Day Out, yeah. Which is apparently the gestation period for a zombie baby.
Like 30 minutes.
It's like fucking, on the hour. It's fucking was like, they were banging it out in there and then boom. Which the baby was fucking annoying. But watching him beat the shit out of the baby on the playground, slamming it up against with all the mothers in disgust was actually pretty fucking funny.
It's, like I said, it's very physically comedy driven. But it's also over the top gore in the best way.
We Googled a little fact here. Apparently, in just the final climax of the scene, you want to tell them what it was? And
it's basically Lionel has a lawnmower and he's holding it up
for the lawns.
For the lawns. Is holding up and just swing it into a swath of zombies, and just limbs and heads and torsos and blood just flying everywhere. I mean, if you think they can't pack more blood into a movie, you're wrong. They pack all the blood.
It's a fucking lot. Apparently it was 300 liters or about 5 gallons per second or something like that. Or half a gallon per second, something like that.
Yeah, 5 gallons per second. Yeah.
Spilling out. And it's not...
And mind you, the final fight goes on for at least, I don't know, 8 to 12 minutes.
It's pretty lengthy. So at least that segment of it
So you consider 5 gallons a minute for 8 to 12 seconds, or 8 to 12 minutes. That's a lot of fucking blood. I'm not going to do the math for you. Fuck you.
We don't
do
do math here on this show. We're not scientists.
We're not scientists, Doc.
Oh man, no, it was cool though, man. For what it was, I know you and Matthew are big. It's weird. I was watching in a setting I probably shouldn't have been. So I couldn't really get into it the way I wanted to, but I was definitely invested in it. But it held my attention though. But you and Matthew are way bigger fans of camp than I am in certain ways, and then in other areas, but you guys don't understand. It's so funny.
Ghost Rider: Spirit of Vengeance.
Yeah, the way y'all go to bat for that movie is fucking weird.
But I mean, this is by definition camp. There's no way to deny how campy this movie is.
It's not only...
And you almost have to lose yourself in how ridiculous it is.
And how bad it is, too. I don't know how Peter Jackson went from that.
It's bad, but he puts all the effort into it. This is a movie that is not constrained by imagination. It's constrained by budget. And so, in the best way possible, it's Peter Jackson putting his imagination to work and then being like, all right, so we have exactly $7 to spend on that special effect.
He definitely knew which shots he wanted, because as the zombie, like I said, you get like fucking immortal. And so there was one scene where they kill somebody, but like, and that's the other thing, like the zombies, when they're fighting Lionel and his girlfriend, he can just push them over. And then everybody else, they can with one hand punch through your skull and work you like a puppet. Right. Or the one dude grabs a dude, one person pins somebody down, another zombie runs up and grabs the dude by the face and peels the skin off of his face. Which
is a great effect.
Yeah, and another dude literally dives his hands into somebody's rib cage and just pulls out the entire like bird cage, like lungs and all, and then just like...
A zombie gets cut in half and then his intestines come to life and end up trying to attack the protagonist, and it's a giant colon strung together by intestines and stomach tissue attacking the main protagonist, crawling down a wire.
Which also the lung or the intestines and the stomach and stuff apparently has a different personality than the person it came from. Which makes no fucking sense, because it was like Vane in the mirror, it like went up and was like, ooh la la, and stuff. And like begged
We're
for
talking
mercy.
Nonsense. I understand this is a hard movie to follow, but just watch it. It's fucking fantastic, especially if you're a fan of the like Sam Raimi or the like Roger Corman sort of body horror and violence. There's a little bit of Quentin Tarantino mixed in there, a little bit of Kevin Smith, just in terms of it's so guerrilla style and so indie flavorific that it's almost amazing how much they put on screen based on how much you see the budget is worth.
And again, just to go back to it, because you know what shots Peter Jackson, like the ones we described earlier where the dude gets his face ripped off, and there's certain scenes where like you know that he had an idea in his mind of exactly what he wants it to look like, and then he's like, that's where we're spending money on.
This is what we got to show. And yes, this is my Peter Jackson.
Peter Jackson. I just don't know how...
Yes, he's also in the transporter.
Also in the transporter. Oh, science, is it?
He had testicles the size of tangerines.
Yeah. He's Michael Caine. Yeah. Anyway, that was another weird tangent. We're full of them tonight, though. We're off the rails. We're with it.
I might be a few drinks into it.
I'm not good. We're off the rails. Just deal with it. I dug it though. Like movies like this have their purpose, man. It's to say I didn't mean it's like, oh, it's so bad, but like it is kind of bad, but it's
it is.
You can appreciate it.
It is.
It's a lot of close-ups.
It knows exactly what type of movie it is. It's Peter Jackson reaching for the stars, but with a very limited budget. And for what it's worth, he makes good do of it.
Yeah, I guess my with all the logic and stuff aside from this movie, how did he jump from that to being like, hey, you're going to helm a multi-$100 million franchise in Lord of the Rings?
Because he made a movie based on sheer genius and vision, did it for about, I'm going to guess, less than $100,000. Made it look great. And then goes, now...
He said, great.
I mean, for what it was.
It doesn't take you out of it.
It looks good.
Yeah,
You can tell where he spent the money. So then it's very easy to go to a studio and go, hey, listen, you've seen what I can do with $100,000. Now imagine if you give me $8 million. How is that going to work?
If I was a studio head, I'd be like, go fuck yourself. Unless he just came in with like, unless he's like the greatest salesman ever on this Lord of the Rings shit, which apparently he is because he's a fucking encyclopedia of it.
Sure.
He must love it to his core and be like, look, you're gonna do it. I'm the guy to do it, and here's why. And he must have really impressed because, and I'm not being mean. I'm not saying this movie is like I'm not saying it's a terrible movie. But it's vastly different than Lord of the Rings.
Oh,
for me to trust you with an indie like that to that, it's like...
It is vastly different, but I'm saying in terms of a sales pitch, you could probably do worse to have that on your resume in terms of like, if I was going to do a sales pitch...
I've made a movie?
Huh?
In the sense of I've made a movie?
No. But it's not just I've made a movie, but like, look what I can do on a limited budget, a limited time scale, a limited... cast. I mean, I'm not saying that Dead Alive looks like $1 million, but you can tell that he put every effort into it. Like, this is a guy who understands how films are made, how to shoot a thing. As campy and as silly as it looks, it all looks really good.
Yeah, I get it. I mean, I get your logic.
So if you can show me how to shoot a movie that looks good, and also, hey, I did this on a limited budget, why not? Why wouldn't I at least?
Here's the thing: this is where we're different. I'll follow you on that logic 100%. I agree with you. Where I'm not willing to take the leap with you is going from that budget to $100 million in which I'm going to rest a franchise on. I understand what you're saying. Trust me, I hear what you're saying. But that's the leap in logic that I'm like, damn, he must have really liked Lord of the Rings.
But you understand that, he did other films in between that.
Oh, did he?
Yeah. I mean,
I don't know those.
Yeah, I mean, Dead Alive, also AKA Brain Dead, came out in 1992.
Yeah. What other movies? I didn't Google it, but what other movies did he do between that?
Let's all go to the lobby. Let's all go to the lobby.
They don't need to interlude from one song to another. So I guess he did do a couple other things. He did The Frighteners.
Yeah.
And what was the other one? He did The Lovely Bones after Lord
and then eventually King Kong. And
I just mean between that, though. But that was
Heavenly Creatures.
That was the one. Okay.
Yeah.
That was my gap in logic, though, was like, it's a big jump in funding, but hey, sometimes you get on track with a studio. They're going to give you some tests. You pass those tests. You come in time. You come on budget. You get to make the movie you want to make. So good on you, Peter Jackson. So, but no, I enjoyed this, man. I would give it, for all the practical effects and everything, I would give it
1,300 gallons of blood.
Yeah, that's about all you can do. Yeah, I was about to say, no. 4 Pez dispenser zombies.
4?
Pez
You're right.
dispenser zombies.
You're right. That's a reference for one.
Oh, yeah, exactly. No, it was enjoyable, though, man. I appreciate you putting me on that. The other movie we watched that we definitely want to talk about, and this is a little bit much bigger budget, A Farewell to a Franchise.
Oh, yeah.
We watched Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3.
Yes.
What did you think, man?
A very sad movie about a very lonely raccoon.
Jesus Christ, is it ever?
I mean...
Who was your favorite... Before this, who was your favorite Guardian?
Okay, so when they first announced the original Guardians of the Galaxy movie, like, as you know, I pride myself on being a Marvel erudite. I tend to know a lot of things about Marvel comics, and I've always been a reference for people around me in terms of like, oh, what's up with Iron Man? What's the story of Thor? What's the story of Spider-Man?
Right.
So when our dad called me up and was like, hey, what's the deal with this Guardians of the Galaxy movie? I literally had to be like, I have no idea. That's a comic from the 70s that didn't do very well and I never read it. I don't know. Turns out, one of my favorite Marvel movies of all time.
Yeah. Anybody that says they were a fan of Guardians of the Galaxy is lying to you. The movie, or the series in the comics got written and then canceled and then brought back and canceled. And even then, like, Star-Lord was such an ancillary. He was a genocidal fucking asshole. Like, he killed a lot of people. He wasn't like Mr. And then he kind of became, like, really White Knight-ish of, like, oh, I'll save you. White Knight-ish. And then he became the Star-Lord that we know today via the movies, which they pivoted.
Because Marvel Comics is trying to incorporate the movie lore into the comic lore to try and tie everything together so that they can have familiar characters that everybody recognizes.
Right.
But before that, he was a completely ancillary character that had nothing to do. Like, I think he was involved in like only a few issues of the original run and then went away for a long time.
Yeah, he was a space cop, pretty much. And it was fucking kind of lame, to be honest with you. And he would pop up. It was one of those, who was that again? Because, they do the splash pages with as many characters as you can get, and they have these, cosmic kind of crossover events. There's
Right.
usually one on Earth, and then there's one cosmic, but we're spinning out of that.
Well, and Yondu was basically like space Legolas, and
Pretty much.
Groot was
A king from Planet X or whatever like that.
yeah, was originally a villain that they just sort of brought back.
Drax was vastly different. He was a somebody that you did know.
Yeah, that was
Drax
that was a
but
Jack
he was
Kirby character.
But he was a fucking moron, and he wore a big purple cloak, and he could shoot lasers out of his hands.
He was almost like Space Hulk,
Pretty
in
much.
terms of like Drax smash,
Yeah,
Drax hate Purple Man.
pretty much. I think those are exact
Yeah.
lines from comics. Yeah.
yeah.
And Gamora, obviously, and Nebula we knew, but that was about it. But I mean, in terms of the movies, like, who was your favorite? Because I was always a Rocket guy. He was always my favorite.
Oh man, of the original, I mean, based on the first movie, obviously Peter Quill is the one to watch because he's got all the quippy lines. He's the smart ass. He's essentially the main protagonist through which we learn about the rest of the Guardians of the Galaxy. Now, as that went on, I tended to like Drax a little bit more because
he's invisible.
well, in a weird way, like, this is a weird reference, but like, I love good comedy wrestlers like Colt Cabana or Santino Marella or Luna Vachon, like blending the kayfabe of being a badass but also being funny. And so I think that Drax sort of hit that niche mark for me. In terms of, yes, he's badass, but also he's hysterically funny.
He is. He's definitely the most likable of them all. The most approachable, for sure. Of all the Guardians, for sure.
Yeah, and then once they introduced Mantis, I loved the counterpoint between Drax and her. Like, I think that they've really developed a great relationship of...
They're Shaggy and Scooby.
Yeah.
Ultimately.
Well, not even Shaggy and Scoob. Not it's like the Odd Couple. It's like Oscar Madison and
the other one, the other odd couple.
Yeah. Where like one is so serious and so to the point
Literal.
and literal, and the other one is just pure emotion and pure fantasy and pure like, I love everybody and isn't this great? So I think that was a really great dynamic between the two of them. So
I'm with you. I brought it up because they shoehorned this whole trilogy being a Rocket Raccoon story, and I applaud them for that. It was a really emotional movie, really good send off. I like the fact that you can tell that all the actors were tired of spending so much time in the fucking makeup chair, so they're just like, hey, guess what? We're only doing the arms and the head now, or the neck and head. That's it.
Right.
Everyone was in the for the most part, not 100% of the scenes, but. You can tell they really cut down. I'm like, yo, I'm tired of being shirtless with fucking paintings all over me. And I'm tired of,
So let's see if we can take the 6-hour makeup to about, let's say, 2.5, 3 hours.
Yeah.
Meh.
Me being up at 2 a.m, and maybe can I get up at 6
Right.
for a call?
Right.
So,
Right.
Yeah, which was fine. I mean, it's the evolution of characters. It kind of happens in a lot of movies. You just kind of have to pay attention to
Which
it.
is not to say that the makeup looks cheap or the makeup looks like...
No, they just put a fucking uniform on them. They're uniformed as the Guardians now.
Yeah.
So.
It's Drax isn't walking around shirtless the entire time. Gamora, her makeup is more simplified, more... Nebula has a completely different look. Instead of her being with her right arm in makeup, they just put a green sleeve on it and just turned it into like, oh, now her arm can turn into any weapon ever. So we're just gonna CGI that shit.
Yep. So smart on them for doing it that way, especially if you're an actor and you probably get tired of it by that point.
Yeah.
But no, man, what'd you think though? I dug it a lot. I like it better than the second one, to be honest with you.
I did too. It's really strange that, not strange, but it's so good to see a Marvel comic movie where the first one is great, and then the second one is better, and then the third one
is the best in my opinion.
Is even betterer.
Yeah, I think the first one would be good to be honest. And this I think Lee Pace was fine. They just misused Ronan. Entirely. He was just a miss. It was like...
Well, when the final conflict comes down to a dance-off, sure, it's campy, it's fun, but you miss it. Whereas in the second one, it literally comes down to a father-son struggle. It's literally, I have to defeat my old man in order to not necessarily take his place, but like replace him as
It's always been a family drama.
championing being better than your dad kind of thing.
Yeah, and also you realize your dad's a dick.
Right.
And you're like, oh, I don't have to be that. So it's I like that series is really, in terms of 1, 2, and 3, pretty consistently. If somebody said that's the best of the series, it had to compete with Spider-Man.
Sure.
Which is fucking consistently, like we mentioned, pretty good across the board.
But in a weird way, like all the storylines that they built up over the first 2 movies, like Rocket Raccoon's backstory, the love story between.
Well, they didn't touch Rocket Raccoon's backstory.
But he's always sort of intimated or hinted that like he's had a rough go.
Oh yeah,
you know, like he's never fully been like, and here's my story, and I was
right.
But he's always sort of intimated that you don't want to get into my backstory. You don't want to know where I come from. It's too painful. But also building the relationship between Peter Quill and Gamora to where now it's a relationship lost, and all Peter wants to do is reconnect and fall in love with the Gamora that he knew. And Gamora is basically saying like, I'm not that person.
Right. The
person that you knew is not me. We're not there yet, and it's unfair for you to assume that you and I are going to go there. We didn't have the same interactions.
Right. I barely know you, dude.
Right.
And you came on pretty strong when I met you.
Right.
Yeah. No. That is one issue that I bumped up with, and I think we've talked about it when we spoke a little bit about Infinity War, which we haven't really done, but we will soon. All of Peter Quill and Gamora's relationship develops off screen.
Yeah.
Like in the first movie,
Agreed.
they kind of, oh, will they, won't they? And he's like, oh, I kind of like her, you know? And it's like, oh, we're family now. And that was kind of the whole thing. It's like, oh, we can band together. In the second one, he does kind of win her over. Mm-hmm. And then by the time you get to Infinity War, like
Gamora dies.
Well, hang on, but like in the second one, it's like, okay, now we're an item. And that's all that's where they leave it at the end of the second one. In Infinity War, they make the leap from, okay, we're an item, to our love is worth burning down the cosmos.
Right.
Like, that is a fucking leap. And that's the one thing that I feel is missed. And I get, just like everything, you have to, while other movies are going on, their story is still continuing.
Sure.
So some people like the fact that, like, dude, you don't have to spoon feed me that. But me, it was like, that was a leap. Like, when he punched Thanos, like, yeah, that was your friend, that's one thing. But he's like, our love, and he says it in the third movie, our love was just so, it was amazing, and like made others envious or whatever it was. And it's like, you never showed us that as an audience. Right. Not once.
Yeah.
Not once. And that was one of the issues I do have with the film. I believe that it existed. I'm willing to say, I'm sure James Gunn could tell me a story right now if I were to call him, which I do have his number.
You should call him.
Yeah.
Do it right now.
I'm sure he could tell me a story of, like, I could tell you a Gamora Quill story about how that works. All we did was see them dance together and share a couple moments. And then it's like, oh, but our love was this. And it's like, dude, not really. And as the audience, I'm kind of like, yeah, I'm kind of with her on this one. Like,
right.
I don't doubt that you're heartbroken, but like, that was one issue I did really bump up to in this movie. And it's been kind of throughout the Guardians thing, is we just have to take everyone's word at it. That like, hey, I'm worth my love for Gamora is worth half of the universe dying. Like, I get you're irrational, Peter Quill, but like, you didn't sell me that as an audience. And that's one opportunity I think that was missed. And they continue that same of like, well, you got to believe us, it was wonderful. Like,
Well, I mean, they sort of preview that in the second Guardians of the Galaxy movie, where, spoiler alert, Peter Quill meets his dad, Ego, and then Ego reveals that he put cancer inside his mom's brain, not because he was being malicious or whatever, but like he knew that he could, if she didn't die, he would never leave, whatever. So when Peter Quill hears that, you know, they're bonding, Ego's turning him to his side, and then as soon as Peter hears that Ego killed his mom, he shoots him in the face. So they do sort of set up the impetuousness and the trigger response of Peter that movie.
That's true.
So I don't want to say that's necessarily unwarranted. They do ask you to make a pretty prodigious leap in logic.
I wasn't necessarily as upset that Peter was impulsive. Mm-hmm. That wasn't because he's a guy that doesn't have a plan, even though once it goes according to his plan, he's like, oh, that was my plan.
Right.
Because he says that to Tony Stark. So the problem wasn't that he was impulsive. It was the fact that it was over his love for Gamora was my thing. Was like, really? Like, you guys are just kind of buddies as far as I know, as an audience member. And now it's like
you weren't fully convinced of like how rich and true and
we don't,
this is the love that's going to conquer the cosmos kind of thing.
Yeah, and that was the part.
We boned a couple of times,
Yeah.
We did some pretty messed up junk.
We did some pretty, one time in the 80s that I did not enjoy it. That's a bunch of Ladies Man references. That's a good one.
Yeah, I have known many fine skanks, from bus station skanks to Burger King bathroom skanks to houseboat skanks to
green space skank.
Green space skanks.
So yeah, that was one of my issues though, in terms of that one. And I'm just gonna get some of the things I didn't like about it out of the way, and then we can praise it even more, because it is a fucking great movie and a wonderful send off. The other thing I thought they missed on was the misuse of Adam Warlock.
Agreed.
He
offered nothing to the plot line other than, in the spoiler alert, in the very last scene he saves Peter Quill. But you could have put Cosmo in that role. You could have put Rocket in that role, and it would have had a bigger impact. Like, if Rocket had been the one to finally jump out of the spaceship and pull Peter Quill back in, it would have been a completion of Rocket finally accepting his family and finally accepting that, like, Peter Quill is his brother or his uncle or whatever father figure he has, like...
Right. Or is the solid dude, and you gotta look
just
out for
whatever.
Yeah. And maybe you're supposed to take that leap with Adam Warlock. And the other thing I have an issue with, we'll get to some of the characters' motivations ultimately. Adam Warlock, without boring everybody, in the comic books is like one of the ones who wielded the fucking Infinity Gauntlet to save the day. Like, he is like a major player on the cosmic scale. He's not like Eternity or something like that. But he ultimately, at one point, was like a god. He was so powerful that he himself decided to split up all 6 Infinity Stones, talk to the Living Tribunal, who was like Justice and Eternity, and be like, hey, don't make these work in unison anymore, and I'm going to have 6 people, including myself, guard them all day.
Right.
And they can work individually, but never in unison. So he creates the Infinity Watch. Like, that's what a big player he is. And, which I love, one of the things he did was he gave one of the stones back to Thanos, because he never told everyone who else. One of them was
there was
Drax.
A huge mystery of
who's
who
the sixth
owns
one.
it. Right, who owns the 6th Infinity Stone?
Yeah, it was Pip, Moondragon, who's Drax's daughter, who apparently is just fucking dead in the MCU. So yeah, it's like Drax, Moondragon, Adam Warlock, Pip the Troll, Gamora, and the 6th one, nobody knows, was Thanos. And he's like, oh, I'm going to give it back to Thanos. They're, why would you do that? He's like, because he understands the power of these stones more than anyone. It turned him mad. He understands it better than anybody. Why they
and also, like, at the very least, I'll always know where one of the Infinity Stones is.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
There's no way that Thanos is going to give it up. There's no way that Thanos is going to trade it. There's no way that Thanos is going to let it go out of his hands without him dying first. So at the very least, if it all comes down to it, I know where that 6th Infinity Stone is.
And so that's the major player that Adam Warlock is in the comics. And in this one, they pretty much relegate him to being a gold Superman who is a lapdog. A sick him. And he flies off.
But he's a buffoon. And
he's an untrained Hitler.
He's an impetulant child. He's a preteen based on hormones and emotions.
Right. And so it was just kind of misused, in my opinion. And
But even then, even forgiving, like, that's not my Adam Warlock, quote unquote. He added nothing to the story.
Right. He's a lapdog.
There was no reason for him to be involved in the plot line at all. You could have easily substituted every single one of the Adam Warlock scenes for any other character already in the movie.
Yeah. He had an allegiance to Aisha, for the gold lady from the second movie, obviously, and it was just like, they say, oh, well, we took him out of the cocoon too early, and so like he's just kind of a fucking idiot, which I guess it's like their way to explain it, and I guess the reason why he saved Peter Quill is to say they're like, oh, he's still not done maturing, and this is like you're supposed to take the leap with him. But up to that point, all he had tried to do was kill everybody. And then he'd show up and be like, oh, my ticket to freedom is bringing this little raccoon back to the High Evolutionary. And that was his whole goal. And then at one point, the final one I have is once again character motivations. Gamora at one point again has no connection to Peter Quill. Mm-hmm. She betrays the entire Guardians of the Galaxy, and then they get ambushed. And guess what? She has to like not even like partner with them. She's just kind of with them. She gets
She's just there.
She's like almost captured by the Guardians of the Galaxy. And at one point,
no, they literally. She even says the line like, "Well, you guys can just drop me off with the Ravagers," and I think it's Nebula that says like, "We don't have time for that."
Yeah,
like they just completely wash over it. Like, well, you're with us now.
Well, like she goes on board. Oh, we're gonna go with you to make sure that for whatever reason the Ravagers need her to go because they're fucking pirates, whatever. And so they're just like, no, we're not doing that. We tricked you, whatever. So she's kind of like a prisoner of them. Mm-hmm. And so the whole point of the movie is that Rocket Raccoon is the only one that could truly understand. The High Evolutionary could program people to regurgitate information. No one could free think. Rocket Raccoon and his friends were the first ones to achieve.
Yeah. I guess we should touch on that a little bit.
Yeah, but let me finish my character mode, and then I'll dive into that gladly, just while we're on it. Gamora ultimately is their prisoner. It behooves her to, she says it like 9 times in the movie, why don't we just turn the space rodent over? Why don't we just turn the space rodent over? At one point, Adam Warlock is coming to destroy the ship. They're on a planet that's like, there is no better time, and they leave her alone with Rocket to protect Rocket while he's in a coma. And it's like, there is no greater time to take this fucking rodent and go turn it over to the High Evolution when his base is right there.
Right. Hey, so here's that thing you've been looking for this whole time.
Yeah, by the way, can I go now?
Hey, this MacGuffin, I brought it right to you.
Yeah, can I go now? I really don't like these guys at all.
Fuck him, fuck the tree guy, fuck the autistic dude, fuck the weird mantis lady.
Yeah, like, can I get at...
Particularly fuck that raccoon-looking badger motherfucker.
Yeah, and this dude that's been trying to fuck me against my will this whole time.
That's
like,
right.
Trying to
this
catch
white knight motherfucker.
Yeah. And so at some point, Adam Warlock shows up and she, like, protects Rocket for some reason. And it makes... Maybe I missed something because... I don't know. Because I went pee, like, not at that scene, but, like, a little bit, like, a couple minutes before that scene. But I was like, what the fuck did I miss? Like, why is she protecting Rocket? It made no sense. So, that's about it in terms of, like, the beef I had with it. And I did like it, the fact that they brought in Phyla-Vell, but that's a whole different thing. But that was, like, the thing. Like, some of the characters' motivations just made no sense. But, like, outside of those things, I fucking dug this shit out of this movie. So, you were talking about... And I didn't mean to cut you off. I just wanted to finish my beef with it. And if you added anything else that you wanted to say on those, in terms of character motivations.
So talking about the high the main villain is the High Evolutionary, who's basically, his main motivation is that he's trying to create the perfect society, and he's trying to do it through genetic evolution and genetic tampering, experimentations. His whole motivation for why he wants Rocket is a little paper thin. Basically, he wants Rocket because Rocket demonstrates an ability to think creatively or lateral thinking, problem solving. Whereas every other incarnation of his creations have been automatons or just placid robots to just fulfill a role. So he creates Rocket, and Rocket actually helps him solve a problem with
one of the genetic
machines. Yeah.
So like he ultimately, like what Michael's saying is he could create beings of immense intelligence, and then you could put a book in front of them, and they could learn quantum physics in a week.
Right.
The problem is like
they're regurgitating information.
Yeah, there's no like problem solving in it. There's no like, okay, what do you do with this now?
So Rocket is the first one that goes, oh, well, if you just change the filters here and realign the antimatter with the quasi-matter filters. Just Star Trek our science. And so that's the motivation for the High Evolutionary to recapture Rocket. That's the whole impetus, is he's trying to recreate the creativity part of Rocket's brain and implement it into his future creations.
Yeah, and that's why they sick Adam Warlock on him. It's like, bring me back the raccoon, whatever. And so that's why, like in the previous movies, Rocket Raccoon says, "Ain't no one like me but me."
Right.
And he means it. You didn't realize that when he was saying, but he really means, like, bro, there's not another one like me, truly. It might be something that looks like me, but it ain't me.
Right.
So, can't think like... And he might be, after this movie, one of the... And this changes the dynamic of the Marvel, like, hierarchy. You know, you always joke about who's the smartest being in it. It's probably, like, Shuri's probably really high up there.
Right.
Like, Rocket might be one of the smartest beings in the universe.
Right.
You know?
Right.
In terms of, like, practical knowledge of, like, what the fuck are you doing? Like, the dude can escape from a jail with just, like, hey... bring me this dude's leg, this dude's eye. I do love the fact that in order to, like, he tries to help his friends, you know, his sad... That's why he always has an obsession with collecting body parts.
Can we talk about the sad friends?
Yes, we can, but I like the fact that they shoehorned in, like, they gave a reason as to why in every movie, why he's, like, has another dude's eye, or, like, wants that leg, or I'm going to get that arm from Bucky. He's always collecting body parts. So, anyways, yes, let's please talk about the sad tree friends.
The sad tree friends.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, the whole movie is really a Rocket origin story that sort of ties in later, but I mean, just so sad. Just a Rocket coming into a life of... So basically, he's created by the High Evolutionary, who is, again, trying to design the perfect life form, to design the perfect society, to perfect the universe. And selects Rocket and all of his animal friends. He brings in a walrus and a bunny and an otter, and he manipulates them and gives them cybernetic enhancements and turns them into cyborgs and all these mechanical manipulations. And it's really just an allegory for, like, childhood trauma and, like, having bad parents. And your parents fuck you up so bad that you can't help but be the person you are today. And then on top of it, all of his friends die. And I'm not going to lie, spoiler alert, I cried about 4 times this entire movie. I mean, they really do a good job of building Rocket Raccoon with his animal friends and him learning about life and sort of the way things are through his friends, and this very young mentality of, like, the future and hopes and yes, what do you really want to accomplish, and what do you want out of life, and then to have it all ripped away in tragic fashion. You really understand why Rocket is like, oh no, I keep everybody at arm's distance because the second I let you get close is the second you're taken away from me, and then I have to deal with the consequences.
Yeah, he was saying everything I love die. He said anyone close to me dies, and he wasn't saying it to be dramatic. He was saying it to be factual. In some of the earlier films,
so there's a scene where the High Evolutionary implements intelligence into Rocket, and then immediately throws him into a cage, and he's got all these cybernetic implants. And then he meets his friends. He meets, Toofs and Floor and Lila, who are these other creatures that have been experimented on. And there's a scene where this rabbit, Floor, who has had her arms ripped away and she's turned into this weird spider mechanical creature with her... She's got this big face mask on. And she's asking Rocket, like, words. Does it know? Can it talk? Can it speak? Can it express? And the very, very first words that Rocket Raccoon ever says as an intelligent being is hurt.
Oh.
It hurts.
Yeah.
So to bring that dynamic, the very first words you ever speak, the very first impulse you ever have in a world where you are cognizant of the world around you is, it hurts.
Yeah.
And I'm really underselling it, but it's such an emotionally driven scene that, like, immediately you feel for everybody involved, and especially Rocket, and you just want this little raccoon to just like, I just really hope it all works out. And then it doesn't. Yeah, it doesn't at all.
Once he gives him the secret to try to once he gives the high evolutionary kind of like the secret on, hey, like here's how you fix your machine. He brings him back and he's like, why did you know that? Why did you know that? How did you know that? And he fucking, because he's obsessed. This is his life work. And he's like, why are you special to me?
Well, his whole thing is, I can create beings with the most superior intelligence, and yet they couldn't figure it out. And yet here you are, a throwaway, a mistake, an experiment on how can we make this work that doesn't really matter, and yet you can figure it out.
You're a stepping stone, yeah. And so he decides that at that point, he's like, oh, so you figured it out, like, are we gonna go with you? He's like, you're not going with me, you have no part in this. I thought you would, all people would understand that. So he's like, we're about to die. So he goes to break his friends out, and sure enough, right when he gets them free, turns around, pistol shot. He's like, motherfucker. So one of the first things he does is builds a gun, and that's how you know Rocket is like about it. First thing he does, he looks at a couple parts, and starts blasting. Yeah, so that's what he knows, man.
It's the weird turn of, it's the loss of innocence. It's, up until then, Rocket always thought that he was a part of something bigger. He always thought that he was going to be part of the high evolutionary's new world order, and he was going to be a significant part of building this new perfect world. And then literally the high evolutionary tells him, oh no, you are incidental, you don't matter, there is no way that you had any part in you are an experiment to be thrown away. And then his immediate response is, well, fuck it, violence.
Yeah, that's why in the previous,
fuck it, just everybody dies now. Fuck it.
Yeah.
You are not going to contain me in a cage anymore. I am going to do what I want to do from now on. And in a weird way, it's this weird, like, teenager mentality of like, well, you can't control me, Dad. But it's very justified. Yeah. It's that's why he says in one of the other, there's no prison that can hold me. And he talks about, I've broken out of all of them. So he's like, yo, I'm gonna get out of here. Like, trust me, there's nothing. This is what I do. This is one of the first things I did. So it's really definitely worth it, man. I recommend it. It's a satisfying ending to the Guardians saga, and they do a good job of setting up the storylines between. I mean, like we touched on it before, of Peter Quill and Gamora, and Drax and Mantis, and Groot and Rocket, and all the things that they set up in movie 1 that have played out over 3 movies. You get a really nice bow on the end of all of them. Like, you understand each character's story arc and why they are where they are right now. And then in the end, it's all satisfying. Like, Gamora goes away, and...
Yeah, spoiler alert real quick, but we had made a prediction very early on when the trailer dropped and we talked about it on the podcast. We were like, not all of these Guardians are going to make it. All of them live.
Yeah.
All of them. Fucking very surprising. They put him in a good place.
But they still find a way to split up the team in terms of, like, I mean, there's the whole tragic story of, you know, Cosmo, the space dog, gets called Kraglin calls her a bad dog in the very beginning of the movie. And then throughout the entire movie, she's, you know, Basha Moy, you should not say such things about me.
Yeah.
Well, you're a bad dog anyway. Yeah,
not again. Yeah.
It hurts so much.
Yeah. And like Drax is without his purpose, and Mantis is like, your purpose is to be a dad, like I've seen it now. And so he takes on the children of Nowhere, and like Nebula's like, look, I'm needed here at Nowhere. Quill, you're gonna go do your thing. Mantis is like, I just haven't really had a life. All I've ever done is be a servant to Ego. And then with you guys, like, I have no idea what the world is beyond you guys. And I appreciate the fact that you've shown it to me, but I'm out of here too. And so they put, you know, Gamora and Quill have their... I said Mantis. Yeah, Mantis did that. Gamora kind of has her thing of like, Quill, I'm sure you're a good dude, and I'm sure what we have was wonderful.
But it ain't me.
Yeah, but it ain't me. And he's like, yeah, it was. But he has to understand it. Like,
they go their separate ways. And like, maybe they'll revisit that in future movies. Maybe not. But for right now, like, that's sort of how it is. Is like, that's the whole thing. Is like, it's the tragic ending of dealing with your own trauma.
Yeah. and do I deserve my own happiness? And can I go for
A
it?
little bit,
like,
yeah.
When's it my turn kind of
Yeah.
thing. So it's a really good send-off, man. And I walked away pretty satisfied with where everyone was. Quill finds out his grandfather is still alive on Earth, so he's like, I'm going to go kick it on Earth. So
Yeah.
everyone has a pretty good send-off. They introduce a new set of Guardians. Rocket's still doing his thing as leader of the Guardians.
Takes over, right?
He's like, it's needed, obviously. He just saved fucking Noah's Ark at the very end.
Right.
So he's like, yeah, it's obviously he understands his role of like, oh yeah, I can do the things. If I would have been able to protect those earlier, maybe I wouldn't be in this position.
Sure.
So kind of Batman's it a little bit.
Groot goes with
Tragic backstory. Groot goes with him as King Groot now. Adam Warlock joins. Kraglin is in charge of the whistle arrow now and has command of it. And Cosmo is a new Guardian, and they introduced Phyla-Vell, who in the comics is the daughter of Mar-Vell. We'll spare you all that. But she was one of the final experiments of the High Evolutionary. So, new set of Guardians, new things to look forward to. And who knows? At the end, they say that Peter Quill will return in the legendary Star-Lord.
That's right. The little stinger at the end.
Yeah.
The legendary Star-Lord will return.
So, who knows what goes beyond the stars and back here on Earth. What would you rate it, my friend?
I'm going to give it... 7 dreams about space in the sky.
Pretty good rating. That was a pretty heartfelt rating, too. Fucking tear my heart out. I'll give it a few sets of toofs. Those are individual.
I know everyone has teeths, but mine are more predominant.
Yeah, he's teeths, but I
Teeths.
call him toofs. So
Toofs.
I'll give him a series of toofs. So
That's right.
I dug it though, man. So anything else you want to talk about, man?
Butt stuff?
Yeah, no. The one thing I'll say about the High Evolutionary though is if you are an animal lover, I remember at one point I was watching it with Angie, and she's a huge animal lover, way more than you. So if you think you're an animal lover, you're not.
I don't know. I did once jerk off a dog.
Okay, maybe not. A couple exceptions to the rule here. But yeah. But no, if you're an animal lover though, and there's like an animal cruelty story, I remember looking at him and I was like, rip him in half.
Yes,
and she
yes.
just had this look on her face like, fucking, even these CGI animals deserve justice.
If you are a fan of animals or have a hatred of long run times in movies, this is going to be a hard watch for you.
Yeah. They have a good hallway fight scene though. Big shout
do.
out to that. And he paid homage to Oldboy in it. He said that's where he drew the inspiration. So
good.
So good for him, for James Gunn. So I'm interested to see where it goes. He's stepping over to the DC universe, and
Oh, I can't wait. I can't
see
wait.
where that goes.
I eagerly anticipate his new Superman
you
movie.
shiver with anticipation.
Anticipation.
So, well, that's it for me, my guy. That's all I got.
I'm good, man. I think we've
what
covered
you've been
everything.
watched out. So, well, we're gonna sign out then. MD3 signing out.
The marvelous Mike D telling you go watch a movie.
And talk about it with someone you love.